Welcome to the Becoming. My name is Dr. Curvins Clement, and on this channel, we help people become the person that they've always wanted to be and struggle to become. And so today we are having an important conversation. And shout out to the brothers who have struggled with this because this is a very important topic today. So I'm going to get right into the question and we're going to respond to it. Let's get into it. All right. So the question is, hey, Dr. Clement, my name is James, and I'm 34, married for 6 years, and my wife and I have two young kids. My wife recently got promoted, and now she makes noticeably more money than I do. I'm proud of her, and honestly, she deserves it. She worked hard to get where she is. But lately, I've been struggling quietly. I find myself feeling like I'm not doing enough as a husband. I still work full time, help with the kids, handle things around the house, and try to be present emotionally. But there's this voice in my head telling me that because I'm not the main provider anymore, I'm somehow less of a man. My wife has never thrown this in my face. She actually encourages me, but sometimes when she pays for a big expense or talks about future goals, I feel embarrassed instead of grateful. I don't want my insecurities to turn into distance, resentment, or me competing with the woman I love. I guess a deeper issue is that I've tried. Oh, I- I'm sorry, y'all. I guess a deeper issue is that I've tied so much of my value as a husband to money that I don't know how to see my role differently. How do I navigate feeling inadequate when my wife makes more money than me? And how do I still show up as a strong husband without letting my ego damage my marriage? So, off the top, come on. One thing that I want to say at the top is I'm proud of you for you to reach out and get support. And the reason why is because there are a lot of men who struggle with this. And I'm proud of you for continuing to show up even as you navigate this. So, way to go on doing that. And I want to add this point in here. So, during my doctoral program, I was not making nowhere near the money that my wife was making as a travel nurse. And I had to go through the same process of reconciling my identity as a man because the truth is that one of the things that we're taught as young men is that your ability to provide is connected to your worth. And so your body is actually responding accurately, although it's wrong. Because as men, we're taught that our manhood is reflected by our ability to provide for our wife. And so what your body is saying is that there's a incongruency is what we call it as a counselor. And so your body is saying the way we're showing up is not congruent with what we've been taught to be. And so again, going back to, I'm just proud of you for being able to articulate this and sharing this and putting it out there. The first thing that I would do as your counselor is that we would have to deconstruct what manhood is. What does that mean, Curvins? That means that we have to redefine what it means to be a man. Because right now, your definition of manhood is tied to being a provider. In your question, you have two young kids. Are you showing up as a father? Are you creating a safe place for them? That is what being a true husband looks like. Through my own personal journey, I had to go to the Bible and really wrestle with this because I wanted to see what the truth said about the Bible, about being a husband and about being a man. And through my journey, I started to look at Jesus and I began to realize that the creator of everything came on this earth. And despite being treated like garbage, honestly, he could have destroyed everybody with a snap of a finger. And yet he didn't. And what I've come to realize about manhood is that manhood is not reflected on your enforcement of power, it's your ability to restrict your power in moments when maybe you have all the reason to let go and go off. And so applying it to this situation, being a man is not about how much money you make. It's about the ability to show up for your wife and celebrate her and take this as a win for the team and not your ego. Because I really appreciate what you said at the end, which is very profound that you're even making this connection. I don't, how do I navigate feeling inadequate when my wife makes more than me? And how do I still show up as a strong husband without letting my ego damage my marriage? And I love that you in your own words acknowledge that your ego is what we're dealing with here. And it's true that if you continue on this path, your ego will destroy your marriage because it will create a sense of competition between you and her. And so when I go back to that analogy of being able to, manhood is about your ability to control your power instead of releasing it. So I want you to describe, and you didn't say if you had a son or a daughter, you just said two kids. I want you to describe as if you're describing a job description of what being a husband is. Because you are correct in that this world tells us that being a man is about money, amount of money, 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 money. And the truth is that you can make 10 times more money than your wife does, and you're a terrible husband. So let's get it very clear. Being a husband is not defined by your ability to make money. Being a husband is being able to protect your wife and honor your wife, even in moments when she doesn't do the same. And that's on Bible, right? And so when you think about your description, you have to deconstruct what the world has taught you about manhood. And you have to write a description about how you want your manhood to be defined. And I do this with a lot of my clients because in this world, we're just given so much garbage and we absorb them and we allow them to move us emotionally when we have the power in ourselves to say, I'm not going to submit to that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be the best husband that I want to be. And for me, that looked like me making sure that my wife wasn't doing things that she had no business doing, right? Like I washed our clothes, I meal prepped, and so she didn't really have to cook for me. I did all of these things because she was already holding us down. And I didn't want her to have to come home and hold us down in the kitchen and the laundry room and clean the house and stuff like that. And so a lot of this, when we go underneath it as a counselor, when I go underneath it, what I want to do with you, if I was working with you, is I want to get to your core narrative because in this, what it's attacking is your confidence in you. That's what that's doing. Your wife making more money is attacking your identity and your confidence in yourself. And what I want you to attach to your confidence It's how you show up instead of your perception of worth. Because a lot of the time we externalize our confidence and not grounded in truth. And so for me, during that season, with my wife still makes more money than me. And for me, my worth is tied into how I'm showing up rather than what she is doing. And so the point that I want you to walk away with from this question is, or the homework that I'll give you, because I give my clients homework. Here's the homework that I'm gonna give you. I would like for you to listen to this video, obviously, and take a notebook and write down, here's my definition of what being a husband and being a man means. And I want you to allow that to define you rather than what the world says being a man should be. And in that, I want you to continue to show up as that, because I believe the closer you get to being that person that you write down, the better this crap right here will fall off of you. And you'll realize that is the enemy trying to discourage you and create division in your marriage. And so I'm so proud of you for taking on this question and acknowledging how you feel. And now doing the work to ground yourself in truth and to love your wife like nobody has ever done before. I'm proud of you, man. Until next time, change is possible.